Don't give up. Dark times teach you a lot. That's why you can't regret what you went through, but rather be thankful for all the lessons it taught you. Some things break you to reveal all of your true strengths. It's not about the setbacks that you face in life. It is all about the comeback that is set to follow. When you refuse to believe in yourself, you give up the greatest strength you will ever have. Self-belief.
Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's so important. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. There's no doubt about it. I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable.
Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much, but don't you quit.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
The biggest lie that young people get told is that when you're 18, 19, 20, that's when you're supposed to be having all your fun. You're supposed to go out and party and do all the fun stuff. It's when you have the most freedom, it's when you don't have as much responsibility, so you should go out and you should have fun. That is bullshit. When you're young, that is when you can do the most. When you can work the hardest, sleep the least, and focus on as few things as possible. Now is not your time to have fun. You know what's actually fun? Maximizing your skills, getting rich, and then having freedom the rest of your life.
Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it.
At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you going to be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the question.
If you work in a restaurant and your boss tells you to take out the trash, you're going to take out the trash. But when you tell yourself that you're going to start a YouTube channel on Friday, or when you tell yourself you're going to pivot in another direction September 1st, and you don't, why? There's a lack of respect. There's a lack of respect for yourself. And you have to get to the root of that. You have to show up for yourself. You have to put your foot on the gas and go.
Man, quick little reminder for you before you go to sleep tonight. You did a good job today. A really good job. Don't worry about no bullshit that happened that you couldn't even control. The most important thing is that you did your best. Get some rest.
No one has ever achieved anything significant without a chorus of critics standing on the sidelines explaining why it can't be done. Nothing is easier or more pathetic than being a critic, because they're people that can't get the job done. But the future belongs to the dreamers, not to the critics. The future belongs to the people who follow the... If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home, perhaps to that wonderful mother that's sitting back there watching you and say, Mom, I can't do it. Just never quit. Go back home and tell Mom, Dad, I can do it. I can do it. In order to be successful, you have to find out what makes you excited, what makes you want to get up each morning and go to work. You have to find it. If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, each success will create another success.
Learn
gonna say fuck you to the world every once in a while. You have every right to. Just stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out. Stop it and just do!
Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes happen to everybody. Everybody makes a mistake. You're not special because you make a mistake. There's no big deal to making a mistake. It's all in the recovery. It's all in the recovery. Most people don't recover from a mistake. If you want to differentiate yourself, get the blessing of the lesson, get up and move on.
Turn your phone off and spend some time alone. You might be surprised how clearly solutions come to you when you're focusing on them without distractions. Probably the most important benefit to solitude is learning more about who you are. What makes you happy? What gives you joy? Recognize your strengths and weaknesses. What you do and how you spend your time tells you who you are.
I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
Remember, every morning you have two choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. Time is your most valuable asset. Wasted time is your biggest mistake. The past has no power over the present moment. The choice is yours, but don't let your dreams slip away while you're still in bed.
The truth is, being successful is hard. You won't love every subject that you study. You won't click with every teacher that you have. Not every homework assignment will seem completely relevant to your life right at this minute. And you won't necessarily succeed in everything the first time you try. That's okay. Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time.
If you want to become successful in life, young man, he said, number one, you got to change your mindset. He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Number two, practice OQP, only quality people. And the third thing he said, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
You're only gonna get rich if you talk to rich people about money. You need to be surrounded by rich people. You need to have rich friends. You need to be having money conversations. You need to be sitting down, dedicating 2 hours of your life, getting a coffee, sitting there and talking about money. What money is, where it comes from, how to make it, what country to send it to, how to avoid the tax, how to boom, 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 money, money, money. And it needs to be what you talk about until you sit there and go.
Success is a 5-step process. First, you have to know what you're going after, your goals. Then you encounter your problems. Number 2, you encounter your problems on the way to your goals. Then you have to diagnose those problems and get at the root causes of those problems. And that might be a weakness that you have or a weakness that somebody has, but you got to get at the root cause. And then once you got the root cause, then you can design something. You write down on your to-do list, I got to do this thing. That's number 4, design. And then number 5, you got to do it. You just can't say, okay, now I'm going to do that thing and not push through the result. And if you could do that over and over, that's a formula for success. You only have to do those 5 things, you got the formula for success.